Hello, I'm Max Balegde.
And I'm George Clarke, and welcome to the Useless Hotline. TikTok wasn't working out for us, so we decided to set up our own little business.
We did, and the Useless Hotline is a place where we help you with your queries, no matter how weird, disgusting, or embarrassing they are.
But it won't always just be us. Sometimes we'll be joined by a guest. We're not this week.
Before we get the episode started, we are in the top 20 people to possibly win the People's Choice Awards at the Podcast Awards.
Woo! And we're so in sync.
Guys, please vote for us. So we're going to put the link in the description.
Yeah.
And we're going to put it on the stories
There'll
and everything for
also be a link to our Instagrams. Go follow that.
Yes.
Go subscribe to our channels. Go
100%. But think about it, okay?
Think about the first link, though, first.
Yes. We are by no means the biggest podcast that has been nominated in that category.
No means a good podcast. We're by no means a great podcast.
I think we're an amazing podcast. And for our audio listeners, you can just go onto the British Podcast Awards website, and the People's Choice or Listener's Choice Award will be there, and you'll see that we are in the top 20. And
there we are.
Like I said, we are by no means one of the biggest podcasts in that. But if every single one of you right now just stopped and went to vote for us, we could win.
We could get like 7th or something. That would be good.
That would be really good. Even if we're in like the top 5, I will be buzzing my tits off. So please, right, George, tell them to stop. Stop for a second.
And roll yourself
whatever you're doing
into the comments/description section. And click the link. If you're listening, what you're doing, watch us. You're missing out on a whole host of sexy hunkies.
But still
here.
listen.
But
still
also,
listen. Do both.
Yeah, also, just go to the fucking podcast.
Go to our Instagram account, and I'll put it in the featured bit at the bottom. I'll make a full story about it, because if you all just actually went to go and vote now, you can do it on your phone. Just do it right now. Please, 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 please vote for us, and we might actually win. How crazy would that be if we won and we're nowhere near the biggest podcast?
I'd kiss you so much.
I would kiss you literally on the lips and everything. So please, and George, right, solemnly swear right now that if anybody ever comes up to you and says, I voted for you at the Podcast Awards, UK British Podcast Awards, whatever it's called, you will give them a kiss on the lips. Solemnly swear it. Shake.
I solemnly swear that if you, is that a bit of tan?
Yeah, it seeped into
I solemnly swear that if somebody comes up to me and says, I voted you in the UK Podcast Awards, I will say, you, sir/mum, are a gorgeous individual, and I'll kiss you from head to toe.
Oh, see, guys. So everybody stop what you're doing right now, pause the episode, and go and vote. Okay, right. Moving on from that, George, a lot has happened in the short time that we've been away from each other. You went to Sri Lanka. I moved house.
Yeah.
That's about it, really.
There we go. Right, let's get into the episode.
How was Sri Lanka?
Hot, sweaty, humid. I went there in a tuk-tuk.
And
I didn't go there in a tuk-tuk. That would have been a hell of a journey.
Yeah.
I went there and got in a tuk-tuk.
If anybody doesn't know what that is, would you like to describe?
It's basically like a car, but not really at all. It's got 3 wheels. It's sort of motorcycle car hybrid. If you live in London, you know what they are, because you'll have been charged an extortionate amount of money to travel 3 meters.
I went on one the other night.
Yeah.
Bad
Did
vibes.
you hear the people that went from like east to west London in one and got charged $1,000?
No.
So they didn't realise how expensive it was.
Oh my god. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, that's good though. So are you allowed to give much detail as to why you were there?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you I won't give away who won challenges or like the outcomes or anything, but it's basically the Burnt Chip, Josh Larkin, if you're a Fortnite enjoyer, the young chip. He took us to Sri Lanka, 4 of us, me, Arthur TV, Arthur Hill himself, and we had 2 teams, the Tuckle Brothers and Let Him Tuck, and we basically it's called the Rickshaw Run. It's an actual thing.
Oh right.
There's like 50 teams where you race a tuk-tuk across Sri Lanka. It's quote unquote race because there's days in between, and you can make it in like 3 days if you just put your pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't actually make it if you put your pedal to the metal, because the only pedal you've got is the brake. But yeah, you just drive across and just see Sri Lanka. And I didn't realise Sri Lanka was as hilly, as dangerous, and as hot as it was. But it is. It's quite beautiful, though. Very beautiful place. I'll show you some of these views, because you haven't seen them yet.
No.
It's actually like stunning.
I've heard it is amazing.
This was the last house, the last villa we were in before we left.
Oh wow!
Next to the beach,
nice beach,
big old sexy beach next to it. This was of the last night there.
More beach.
Yeah,
Ocean.
more beach. We're just showing them loads of beaches. You know it is. That's the Airbnb.
Oh, see beach there?
Yeah, you can.
More beach.
But then that's where the beaches stop.
Airbnb
Look at the
beach.
state of that, by the way.
Oh.
That is mental,
Mountain,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
not just mountain. Like you can look for, I would say, about 10 plus miles you can see in that, because we're so high up and it's so far.
Wow,
That's muck crazy.
that is crazy.
But yeah, we almost like it was sort of Top Gear style. Like we could have fallen off and died.
I was
like,
gonna say,
genuinely.
that's
the other
not-
team
I-
at one point almost fell off. I think.
Jesus Christ, I would be terrified. I don't think I'll be able to do something like that.
No, like if I hit a pothole wrong at one point, or like just lost concentration when I was going up the mountain, and just or turned late or got so. Bear in mind, we learnt to drive these, and we learnt to drive them in an hour.
Oh my God.
And then went home, went to bed, got up the next day, drove. The second day, we were going up a mountain that was 6,000 feet up, and if you fell, you would just tumble down the hill.
Jesus Christ.
2 hours to try and get to the summit from, like, I guess, like a quarter of the way up
Oh
from
my
where the normal
God.
roads are.
Did you have any meltdowns?
I started being like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
Like,
I would probably
I was like, we were like an hour in to go up this mountain. I was like, what the hell are we doing? Like,
yeah.
like, what? This isn't a YouTube. I was like, this isn't a YouTube video. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
This is
do you
death.
see the Sidemen doing this? No, and they'll
Yeah.
get 7 times the views on this
Yeah.
video, and they'll just be kicking a football at a crossbar. Meanwhile, I'm driving up the side of a mountain, putting my life on the line.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a lot.
yeah, but it was good fun.
Oh,
Really,
core
did
memories.
enjoy. Yeah, and there was some funny bits and bobs that occurred.
I saw that thing where you had to the people would slap each other on a log.
Yeah, so that was apparently a traditional Sri Lankan get thing, where not necessarily over the water, but it's just like you get a pillow and you just leather the shit out of each other. But I thought they'd be stood up trying to balance and like hit each other off. No, they just had their legs either side of this log, and then just were like a foot away from each other and just twatting each other with these sleeping bags.
Crazy.
But when they go into, obviously when they fall in, the pillow gets wet, so it's just like slugging someone. It's an interesting game.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the food like?
Oh, the food was good, to be fair, until the last night where Arthur, Mr. Hill, got very ill.
Oh no.
And was up all night throwing up, so I didn't get any sleep the last night because we were sharing a room. And I was holding his hair back. No, we weren't. That wasn't happening. I was just trying to get to sleep. But no problems. You just have to be careful with, like, well, I mean, we were staying at nice, like, hotels and Airbnbs, so.
Oh. Crazy times.
You moved
George.
house.
I did move house, and it was very stressful. I didn't realize how much shit I've got. Literal, like, piles and piles of. Anytime
you're
I
allowed
do,
to flush it.
I just can't let go of it that easily. Every time that I do anything, I keep like memorabilia of it. Like I always do. Like our podcast launch party, I have like full cutouts of like mine and yours face, probably the ones that were in the urinal covered in piss.
Nice. Authentic.
So I just have random stuff like that scattered around my room. So having to like search through it all and decide what to throw away, and I'm a bit of a hoarder. Like I find it difficult to throw things away, even like old t-shirts. I'm like, oh, but I wore that when I did this, and it's like it's got holes in it. You're
That's
never going to wear it
weird,
again.
Max.
It is.
You need to let go.
Yeah. But
Sell it.
managed to get it all in to a van.
Nice.
Then took it to the house, and it's just so weird. Like we're in this big old house that,
no need to flex.
but it's massive. No, it's
Like
not.
an
But
hour to get down the driveway.
yes. But it's like it's so old style decorated from the older people who lived there that, I mean, it's taken us a while to like actually, because we've got to like lift up the carpets, get new carpets, put like underfloor heating in somewhere because like they might get
God,
damp.
the struggles, eh?
No, but it's like, how do you do
It's so
that?
annoying because we've had to put the underfloor heating in. We couldn't find a place to put our jacuzzi.
I literally said when it's summer next year, I'm gonna do one of those rent a jacuzzi for a day things.
You're not renting one. You are buying one.
I'm not buying a fucking jacuzzi.
You
that
would
seems.
buy one. I reckon.
That seems
I
well
reckon for
annoying
the
to
amount of
have.
time that you'd want to rent one for, it'd be cheaper to buy one.
Oh, I do love a jacuzzi. Actually, now I think about it.
And you'd want to hop in one in the winter. You don't care. It doesn't. It's not because it's summer. You want.
Yeah,
you
that's
would
so
want to
true.
just-
Oh no, I'm not getting a jacuzzi.
Have I just
yet.
convinced you to buy a jacuzzi that
Maybe,
easily?
possibly. Whenever I go to the gym, I just sit in the jacuzzi for an hour.
See, if you can And then you're gonna get weights and stuff for your house?
No, I'm not. I have a good gym. I'm gonna stay to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
I'm
you are
not becoming one of those.
I'm convinced that you are going to buy yourself a hot tub.
Oh my god, I hope not, because we have to like sort out carpet first. If I become stupid and prioritize getting a hot tub over like sorting out central heating
at hot tubs, be like, oh,
anyone want to send me one? Hey,
what's everyone's experiences with at Hot Tubs UK?
Hot Tubs _ UK.
I really want to know. Just at like 7 different hot tub companies.
But yeah, it's really weird. Like, we're sleeping on an air mattress on the floor at the minute, and we have been doing for the last week because our bed arrives today.
Nice.
But I feel like I'm just having a sleepover in an old person's house. It's really weird. Like the paintings and everything like behind the bed, it's so something that like my grandma would have realistically, and it's like I'm just like living, and the bathroom just smells.
Of you graduating on the walls.
Yeah, literally. The bathroom smells exactly like my grandma's. Like, they must have had the same soap in it. We've removed the soap, but it's like seeped into the tiles, so it makes me feel a bit nice actually, because it's like, oh, my grandma's here, but she's not. She's not dead, by the way.
Yeah, that was always like very deep.
But yeah, it's
like
amazing. It's just really weird. And Andrew's never had a house with a garden. It's like he left the door open.
Idiot.
So he left the door open and he was like, there's a slug. And I was like, yeah, that happens in like wildlife. And he's like, I don't think I can deal with this.
Do you have to have a garden to realise what
No, but he's just never had like an interaction in a home circumstance.
Oh my god, this slug's got a house on its back. Max, this slug's got a house on its back.
Oh god. But we found like 2 massive spiders in the house so far, because it's kind of like an older house, so it's a bit worrying that we're going to be a spider house. I hope not. But yeah, it's very exciting.
I just know you're getting a hot tub. I want to see how much a hot tub is.
I'm sure they're very expensive.
Do you reckon you can get them on Amazon?
Oh, the inflatable ones. I get an inflatable one. Easy.
Right.
I'm getting whispers that our producer's dad has one.
Hot tub, 400 quid.
400 quid, that's quite expensive. Oh my god, get one here. Should we do an episode from
240 quid. 240 quid for a hot tub.
Should we do an episode from a hot tub?
Yeah. Why? Screw the desk. Just every week move this out and just put a new thing to just sit on or in.
Oh my god. That would be great.
Yeah, you can get a hot tub for like 220, 290. That was purple. That one's cool. 400 quid. You can do that. Get yourself a hot tub, mate.
Yeah.
I've now convinced, and it's on Prime, so you should get it next day.
That's such a good idea.
So
I'm not getting a hot tub.
Yes,
no,
you are.
I'm not getting a hot tub.
You will.
I'm not doing it. I need to like knock down a wall and everything in my house first. I'm not getting a hot tub.
You can still put a hot tub outside.
Yeah, but I'll be an idiot and I'll just sit in the hot tub and won't do anything.
Just look at the builders like, yeah, can you just knock that one down, please?
Oh, I will. I'll be all shriveled and pruny.
You've got empty rooms, which is good for a YouTube video. You can just fill it with something, and people go, "Oh, I'll watch that." Just
what do you mean fill it with?
I filled my room with
balls.
Yeah, like a ball pit's an easy like
taking
go
the
to.
Piss. I don't think. Right, I am being an adult here. I'm not listening to like the child that's currently like on my shoulder, like fill that room with balls. Like, I'm not doing that. Okay.
How's the child saying that to you?
Shut up. But yeah, so I've moved in. I also had a huge party while you were away.
Yeah.
We did it in celebration of the fact that you weren't there. Yeah. It was my Garnier Pride party, and when I tell you.
Nice.
It was great. Speaking of my grandma, she was the highlight of the party.
Yeah.
She came up on stage. I got her to say into the microphone, gay rights.
You smell like my bathroom.
And it was just the absolute best time. Everyone was like, I love your grandma. She came up, did karaoke. She didn't know any of the words. Weren't even supposed to have karaoke.
So what did she do? Just stand there with a mic?
Yeah, literally. She just went like, and I was singing Anastasia. Great times. And it was boiling in the venue because I was basically panicking. Do you know, like I was at our podcast party?
Yeah.
That no one's going to show up.
Any other
any other thing that I do ever where I panic about it. And I was like, no one's going to show up, blah, blah, blah. So I got Lauren with Garnier to send invites to more people. And she like had this like PR contact who just knew like generic famous people, probably like Love Island people or something, and like sent it.
That's nice for those people that turned up.
No. And then the next day,
one of the generic famous people that turned up.
The next day, Lauren had to email people back and say like, I'm really sorry you can't come now because we've had too many people like the day before RSVP. So imagine getting an invite to a party and then the next day being like, no, sorry, we take it back. I was like, that is brutal.
So she's just single-handedly made a load of people hate you.
Yeah, probably, but oh well. I had a great time anyway. And actually, how cool is this? Well, not cool, but it was just quite funny. So there was multiple other parties happening that night. India's PLT launch was happening. And after that one finished, a lot of Love Islanders just came to our party and they got turned away. And I was like,
really?
Yeah, they came up to me and they were like, right, so a bunch of like Love Islanders have just
Who? Name and shame.
I have no idea.
Name and shame. I want to know who these people are.
I literally wouldn't be able to. Like, I didn't know who any of them were because I just.
Ooh, Max says all the Love Islanders are irrelevant.
I didn't watch it.
He doesn't know who they are.
I didn't watch this last one or the one before that, actually, the winter one or this one. So I didn't know who any of them were. So
Max's Love Islanders are irrelevant.
I didn't say that.
I heard you went up to the door and said, "Do any of them have a blue tick?"
No, I didn't say that. But I just thought, how brutal.
They went, "This is me on Love Island." You went, "Oh, I've got more followers."
No, I didn't.
Max, oh my God,
Shut up! I didn't
say
say that. That didn't happen. I'm sure they're all lovely people.
They're just not famous.
Shut up! Oh my God. No, they just got turned away, and I was like,
because they had no followers. I understand. It's just
they probably have more followers than me. I'm joking. Yeah, no. So they got turned away, and I was like, that is quite brutal. But it was just such a joyous time. It was so great, and I was incredibly drunk. It was free drinks.
I thought you were with India. Did India come in and you just let everyone
No,
else?
so India. I was with her the day before. We were both at this other party. And then, India after her event, I'm sure she went to like some bougie club or something.
Yeah.
But
and all the ones that can get in there.
Yes, tried to get into my party.
And got the same
we can't
treatment.
get into the fancy place, so we'll go to this other place. And then we couldn't get into that either. Probably just went to Wetherspoons and had a great time.
If they were even allowed in there, because they're so irrelevant. Nice.
Oh, bless them.
Got them.
Oh, God. But yeah, it was very overwhelming being around so many people and then like doing a speech, and we raised money for charity. We raised quite a bit of money for charity as well. Can't remember how much we raised, but yeah, I actually need to donate my bit. I've just realised I didn't do that.
Oh,
I said
like
on stage.
Max is lying.
I literally said on stage, like, I pledged to donate this X amount to this charity, and I've just realised right now I've not even done it. So
Max Balegde exposed, claims that he's giving to charity, actually spending it on a hot tub for his new house.
But this is a good example, opportunity to bring up the charity anyway. They're called Just Like Us, and they bring LGBT education to schools. So donate to them. Like I'm going to later.
Donate to them so I don't have to.
No. But yeah, so that's what you missed out on, but it was great. It was so good.
Sounds very good fun.
Everybody just said how glad they were that you weren't there. So
what else happened when I was gone? Did you get in any beef again? You was in beef.
Well, Elphaba tried to attack us on the internet.
Did you attack me?
I mean, mostly me. The thing is that I don't even get, when she was first brought up on this podcast, I showed a picture of me dressed as Elphaba, and you went, "Oh yeah, stinky." And then somehow that turned into me calling her stinky. And I was like, what is happening right now?
No,
this
happens.
That's
just my pet name for you.
Oh,
stinky.
But no, right, George. So George does not realise this. You at home might have seen that Elphaba went live and then spoke about me. And it is...
This is a pet peeve of mine. Whenever the podcast comes up... Actually, not pet peeve, because I just go under the radar. Everyone just goes, Useless Hotline and Max Balegde.
Yeah, literally every single time.
I'm just there chilling.
Something happens on our podcast that we both talk about, and then it's like, can't believe Max Balegde did this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we both... Anyway... but you need to hear this. I understand that you probably haven't heard it, but Elphaba went live, and it says, Elphaba calls out Max Balegde.
Nice.
Let's see.
You better not say my name as well.
If Max is watching this, or he ends up seeing this on the For You page, like he always does, watching me, on some sort of For You page, he will see me at some point, because I'm all over it. I'm really disappointed, to be honest, in how he's responded towards me. If Max was on a...
Right, she's disappointed in how I've responded to her awful behaviour. That's
You would have seen her awful behaviour, though, because she is all over your feed page.
Exactly. Well, she's
like, non-stop.
I
don't even ask what you're watching anymore, because I just know it's Elphaba.
Yeah, exactly. I can't stop. I physically can't stop.
Don't call me, he'll be thinking completely different. And I'm going to say this right now, as a person, Max, I don't care how many followers you've got. I don't care the amount of following you have.
Go off, sis.
I respect your content. I respect you as a person.
Thank you.
Your behaviour towards me on that podcast. You're acting two-faced is horrific. I do not agree with that.
Right, I want to clarify. So she said that my behaviour on the podcast slagging her off was two-faced and I should have just given her a phone call.
It was bad. You should have seen what you said off camera.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. So let's rewind. All that I said was that she told me all these awful things that Chelsea Leah had said to her or about her, and then she proceeded to move into her house like a week later to earn money.
That is two-faced.
It's very two-faced, even though it's factually true. And before I even spoke about it on the podcast, I had sent a message to Elphaba directly saying the exact same thing. When she was
Instagram handle?
Yes, at Elphaba Live and Direct. Because she would send me voice notes, she would send me messages all the time. Aye. So eventually one day I just said, like, basically, please stop. I don't want anything to do with you, and this is the reason why. And for her to say that I'm being two-faced, I was like, Balegde, how much more could I have done? Anyway, let's continue.
You've thrown me under the bus, and only for publicity-wise. You never actually checked on me. You never called me. You said you wanted to be friends. You wanted to, feel protective over me, but you never called me.
When I met her, I said she was such a genuinely nice person that I felt protective of her because she would get so much abuse online, and all that she did at that time was go live, dress up as a witch and sing. And I was like, this is somebody who, has autism, as she told me. Yeah. So I felt really protective of her.
Of course.
And then I find out that she doesn't have autism, or she's not diagnosed with autism. And she's been like doing a whole host of other awful things. I've met you twice. Why am I going to call you and be like, hey, is everything okay? No, I'm going to go, oh my God, that person I thought was nice is actually quite evil. And therefore I'm just going to disassociate myself from them.
Just because you've spoken to someone in the past and you have the means to call them doesn't mean that you need to call them to let them know that you're not going to. That's weird. Exactly. How does that call go? Just, hello, Elphaba. How are you doing? You all right? Yeah, no, I'm fine. What am I up to? Oh, I was just ringing basically just to let you know I'm not going to be speaking to you.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, you too.
Literally.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No, you have a good day. No. Okay. All right, speak soon. Oh, no, I won't actually. No, I won't speak soon. As I say, we're not speaking anymore. Okay, bye-bye.
Like, what? I was like, Elphaba, this makes no sense. Like, everything, I watched it when I was still incredibly drunk. I'd just eaten a McDonald's. It was about 4 a.m. Nice. And even at that point, I was like, this is a delusional person. This is crazy. Like, but let's carry on because it gets better. It gets so much better.
For days, I was the one messaging you before any conspiracy happened. I was looking to be your friend generally. I didn't care about your followers. I didn't care about the publicity, this and that. But you need to understand, Max, that's not cool. I get Max has a lot of fans, 3 million followers. But that's what I mean. He's got a platform. He's got a bigger platform than me. He's quite huge on TikTok. And him talking about me like
that. In person.
He has to. That's really irresponsible.
She has literally gone on live. I've seen clips of it saying, do you realize how many people go live of me? If you go against me, I'll get you banned. I have people at TikTok that work for me. I have management at TikTok. They will ban you. Don't mess with me. And she's going to say that because I refuked behavior that is awful that she had done, I didn't refuck.
I didn't even know you fucked in the first place. Hello, we're back for seconds.
That did not happen. That did not happen. Just clarifying. Because I said that I disagree with her behaviour, that is me like using my platform irresponsibly. As she looked at her own platform for 1 second.
Have you used your platform for? It's been stuff that's been said to you, and like you've just replied. Yeah. Or it's not like. I don't know.
Let's also not forget that people would make videos when she would behave badly, targeting me, saying, "Max, you need to speak out on this. You have given this person a platform, and she is doing all these awful things." So eventually, one day, I was like, "Do you know what? Yeah, I will do. I just want everyone to know I am not friends with this person. I do not associate myself with this person. I didn't know that any of these weird behaviors were going on when I met this person. So let's just leave that there." So what the big fat fuck is she talking about?
Can we just talk about, like, she said, oh, he's using his platform and he's like targeting, like, all his fans are coming against me, whilst starting this off by going, you'll see me, I'm on the For You page, crop up all the time, everybody sees these videos.
Yeah, like what? Let's continue.
As a person, if you are under a management, or if you are, you know, talking about other people, well, he probably can though, but, you know, a creator like that huge shouldn't talk about people like that. You know, that's hurt me.
Her entire platform is built off of arguing with people, like non-stop, like targeting different people, getting into online physical arguments with people. That's all that she does. The hypocrisy here. I won't play the rest. It's just the same. But she goes on to say that I ultimately used her for PR, which I don't even think if that sentence really makes sense, because like it would be more so be for clout, as she says, or anything. I just want to clarify.
I don't know what you like. At no point have this seems very much like I'm just gonna be. Oh, Max is my friend. I'm sucking up to him. He's my best friend. But ever since starting on TikTok, at no point has there ever been like a drought in views, or like for like your followers are consistently going up, your views are consistently like they're just consistent. Like if you suddenly had a drop off and you were getting like 20k a video or something, which is still good, but it's not Max Balegde numbers, let me tell you that. Then it would be more like, oh, he's trying to grip onto something for like clout. This is why I don't understand the whole Ekin Su thing, because everyone's like, oh, he's trying to grip onto. Name me an Ekin Su video that's done. No, but like, do you know what I mean? It's like,
so get what you mean.
How can someone who's on the come up, who's doing it off their own back, then now suddenly be looking to grab onto someone else for clout as if they've started? It's
you can tell from everything that she says about herself that she has a delusional self-worth, in that she genuinely believes that she is the most famous person in the world. All of these TikTok live people do, though.
Like, to be like completely fair, obviously she gets mental numbers on a TikTok live, but I think there's that can be heavily misconstrued, and a lot of people who do go live and get those numbers get it heavily misconstrued that all of those people watching are watching because they're fans, when 90% of the time on a TikTok live, the reason people watch TikTok lives is because like they like building people up and just seeing drama happen, and it's
100%.
not they're not there for you, they're there for the drama that is associated with you, and that's no disrespect to anybody that does TikTok lives. Like, sure, do it. I know you can make like good money from it, but I'd say it's very dangerous to then assume that means you've got, number one, a stable income, but also number two, a proper fan base that actually is there for you.
It's just it's really difficult. And I just want to clarify, when I met Elphaba, so she's accused me of like using her for all of these things. It was such like a random coincidental thing. Like, we both got invited to a Halloween party, and you were there.
I was.
And I was not going to go to this Halloween party. I'd already like celebrated Halloween. I didn't have anything, and it was
already
on
been
the
to
actual
9 Halloween parties.
I was crazy. I was
outfit.
Literally. No, I'd already dressed up as Gru from Despicable Me with Andrew, and that was as far as I was willing to go. And it was the day of. I didn't have an outfit. I was like, oh, I'm literally not going to go. Either Elphaba messaged me. I think Elphaba messaged me and was like, oh, I'm going to this party or whatever. Or I think someone told me that she was going, and we'd had like some interactions online. So I was like, oh my gosh, you're going, blah, blah, blah. And then I just came up with the idea. I was like, oh my gosh, how iconic would it be if you turned me into Elphaba, like the witch? And she was so up for it. She came to my flat, like, did it. And that's when she told me, like, opened up all these things about her autism diagnosis, about Chelsea Leout, about how she finds the hate really bad. She gets really bad transphobic comments. Yeah. So then that's when I said I felt really protective over her. Yeah. I wasn't thinking, oh, I'll get the queen of like fame around to my house and we'll be best friends, and now we're gonna get loads of views. Like, get fucked.
No, also, like, not only that, which you, not only that, you wouldn't, like, because the whole thing is that you're no longer trying to be protect. Like, after hearing that, your initial response is obviously going to be, I feel sorry for you. That's horrible. Course. I can't believe people do that. You wouldn't go, just hold that 1 second. I'll do some quick research to make sure that they're not doing this for the correct reasons.
Literally. I didn't know much about her other than that she sang on live streams. So then a few weeks later, it's our podcast launch party. And I said to her, I was like, oh, I gave her an invite to come because I was like, she was so lovely at Halloween, like she can come. And then I said to her, because we'd spoke about it, we were like, I think we were contemplating getting, because we had a saxophone person, we were contemplating getting like another act or something. Saxophonist, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, how iconic if Elphaba sang. Bear in mind, when I met her, she told me that she had all these dreams of being Elphaba on the West End, the first trans woman to be on the West End as Elphaba. And I genuinely was like, a lot of people disagree, but I thought that she was a good singer. Like, and people always would say to me, like, she is not, what are you on about? But I always thought that, oh, do you know what? No matter what you think about her, I think she's a good singer when she like goes for it. So I was like, how iconic if like after we do the speech, she just like sang like 30 seconds of the song or something. And I was like, because she told me how she was really excited. She doesn't really go to events. She wants to get good press and everything so that she can get verified. So we'd invited like industry people to that event. So I was like, oh, she could literally sing and maybe people will film it or something.
The people weren't invited like purely to try and get Elphaba verified.
No, oh my God.
This wasn't a ploy.
But
like,
again, I just felt bad
made.
for her because of all the shit she goes through, and she was so lovely to me. So I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity. Even then I said to her, you can sing 20 seconds of the song because it's not about you. This event is not about you. She repeatedly... It's
about me because I've got way more fun.
Yes, of course. It's our podcast launch party. She repeatedly sent me the full 6-minute instrumental to the song Defying Gravity saying, I need to do it all, otherwise I'm not doing it. And I was being really nice. I was like, if you feel that way, that's fine. You don't have to do it. I'm not going to press you into doing anything. But I'm telling you, you will not be doing the 6-minute version at this party. Like, you can come in from, so if you care to find me, from there, and then just do that bit. And it was a whole thing. But I was like, right, Elphaba, you don't have to do it. Please do not feel pressured to do this at all. She was telling me she felt sick and everything. So if I am using you for clout and everything, why would I not just be like, yeah, do the full 6-minute version? Oh my gosh, yeah, come on, we'll make it all about you. This will be amazing. We'll get so many views. Yeah. I don't even think anybody even like really posted it on the internet or anything. I did
you to take her name off the poster for the
party. for the flight. Yeah, it was like a festival lineup, wasn't it, originally? But all of this is just so unfounded for her to say that I used her. And I also had this voice note, which I really want to find. I don't know if I'll be able to find it anywhere. I think I played it to you, where she was she literally said, I'm not clout chasing off you, and I don't need to think that, but if you ever go to an event or a movie premiere, just bring my name up and just say like, Elphaba's really cool. And I was like, obviously at this point, I'm still thinking she's autistic. So I'm just like humoring her and being like, oh yeah, like that's so nice. Yeah, definitely will do. Because I'm not going to outright go to an autistic person who's clearly, not good at judging social situations and be like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's really rude to even ask that. That is the definition of clout chasing. But again, so when all this came out, I was like, so you're saying that just because that's clout chasing? That is literally like using me to try and get your name out there. So then I was just like, even more just like, I don't want to be associated with you. And again, it's normal to be like, I don't want to be associated with you and not have to ring someone up and go, hi, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Bye. Like, everything that she's saying is just so unfounded and so bizarre. But let's just try and close the Elphaba chapter right now and say that we do not support transphobic comments. If there's any on the podcast clips that we post, we don't support that. I think you would have to be stupid to think that we do support that based on everything that our podcast is.
Like any form of like bully, like even like none of us like condone any form of bullying.
No.
Like if we saw someone that we were both like we don't hate Elphaba.
No,
but like
at all.
if we were speaking about someone that we fucking hate them. It wouldn't be a case of we see them in person and go like, oh, fuck you, fuck this, or like message them like if.
It's just so not deep, guys. It's silly internet things. And I mean, her entire existence is silly internet drama like that. And it somehow gets her loads of money. I don't understand. And that's why she keeps doing it. I told her yesterday when she was arguing with me back and forth saying there's proof against all these allegations that she has, but no one will listen to her and the police are involved, this and this. Yeah. And I just said to her, I said, you need to come off social media and take a legitimate break because this is a toxic world that you have got yourself into, and you're clearly addicted to the attention. That's when it comes down to it. That's what it is. You've never seen anybody get so distressed, and if my friends or family saw me being that distressed, or I saw myself getting to a point where I'm smacking myself in the head and having full-on tantrums on a live stream to tens of thousands of people, I would probably be like, oh, maybe this is not the career path for me.
Yeah, that's why it's like good to make it clear. We are just pointing out why what she said is incorrect.
Yeah.
We don't hate her. We're not saying,
guys, do not send her hate.
What she's doing isn't like some of the things she said is inherently wrong, but going online and singing or hitting yourself on the head or something. She's not hurting anyone apart from herself.
Yeah, literally.
But like, it's obviously not
the thing that I don't
going
agree
well
with.
for it. You need to just sort of...
The bits that I don't agree with and I think are absolutely wrong is the begging people for money, is that using vulnerable people to send you gifts, stuff like that is just so disgraceful, and obviously lying about all the things that she's got wrong with her. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. I met this girl twice and it doesn't impact my life, like the fact that she's going to go on live, but it is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, doggy. Right, let's move on and do our actual job, because that went on for far longer than it should have. And in the halftime break, Elphaba, come on out, please. She's going to sing the 6-minute medley.
Yes.
Woo! Right. Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot. Oh, George, can you hear the phone ringing?
Oh, yeah. It's right in my ear right now.
Just press the button. There we go.
Hi, George and Max. So, I've been seeing this guy for the past, 3 months. And today, I was at his house and asked if I could buy a jumper. And when I was looking for the jumper, I found a jar of teeth. I'm not really sure whose they are, what they are, why he has a jar of teeth. But he doesn't know that I know he has a jar of teeth. What should I do?
Number one, I think you should stop saying jar of teeth.
Jar of teeth. Jar of teeth. Wow. I mean...
Is it a weird... Are they like... I'm asking you as if you know. Like, if it's like baby teeth, then it's...
I think that's less
then
weird.
It's potentially less weird.
Yeah.
If they're your own. If not, then that is 100% more weird.
I think it's weird. Like, if I had a child, like, for example, I think that my mum collected our baby teeth.
Yeah.
I think... Mine and yours, yes. But I think it's a bit weird to collect your own baby teeth.
Yeah, I mean, if your mum collected them and went, there you go, and you're like, well, I'm going to bin them now, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I'll just keep them on the side.
Yeah.
But I would...
Whose teeth... I think it's important to ask the question, whose teeth are
teeth
these?
are they?
They could be his own.
Do they smell?
Do they smell?
Are they well brushed?
Yes.
What jar? What type of jar?
Did they speak when you put your ear close to them?
I think
Help me.
if they're in a jar that didn't have something in it previously, that makes it okay. If they're in like a cleaned out jam jar, that is then really weird.
That's really, really weird, yeah. Yeah, that's very weird. You need like its own little perfect thing for teeth. Tooth pot, yeah. I think, wow. Ask these questions. If my boyfriend was...
the person's like, oh yes, that's my teeth over there. I forgot to put them in today.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. If my boyfriend had a jar of teeth...
Yeah.
See, some of these people that send
that's
in
such
dilemmas to us...
How would we get to these places in the podcast where
I
that's
don't
a sentence
know.
that just come out your face?
I don't know. But I just often think to these people, ask the questions. Do you know what I mean? Go and ask a question about it.
What is the limit on amount of teeth before it gets weird?
Limit on amount of teeth.
So if you saw a jar of teeth, if you saw like just one in there, I'd say that's, if anything, normal. I wouldn't really bat an eyelid. I'd be like, oh mate, why have you got a tooth over there? But I
think it's weirder if there's one. If there's a whole load, then you know it's probably the same person.
How much was a whole load? Because if they got 100 teeth in a jar...
100 teeth, call the police. If someone has a jar of 100 teeth, call 911.
There you go. There's a bit of advice for us. If you see someone with 100 teeth, call the police.
Yes.
Call the police with 100 teeth.
Call the dentist. If there's more than... How many are in a mouth? It's more than like 20. 32 teeth in a mouth? No.
Fact check that. 32.
32 teeth?
32. You ready?
That can't be right.
You ready for this?
32 teeth.
How many teeth?
Oh my god.
How many teeth do humans have? 32.
Wow, that's loads. Good for us.
Did you know that knowledge?
That is good, yeah. Good for us. That's amazing.
There's a lot of teeth, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I saw this thing about the fish that are in the Amazon rainforest.
Oh, swim up your pee-pee.
Yeah, well, there's that one, but then there's also just so many that have giant teeth that kill
piranhas.
People. Yeah, piranhas. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is going on with the world? Why do these things have to exist?
There was crocodilians in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Oh my god.
They're scary.
Oh.
Did I show you that video, that bloke on that Twitter page that's now been taken down?
No.
Where it just showed, because Twitter is a horrible place sometimes for videos. Like, there was a video of a guy who seemingly just stuck his face in the Amazon, but I'm pretty sure that it would have been like a mafia sort of thing, like where they just sort of instead of
you wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't go just dip your face in, and it's just a video of these people just tugging his body away, and it rolls over, and from the neck up to the forehead, it's just complete bone. The rest is just fully formed human. Like it's been
Can you show me?
Like cleaned to the count's gone down. But
my god.
It's like it looks fake with like it's not fake, but it looks fake how it's just so clean.
Skeleton.
Eyes gone, everything, just the face is just cold skeleton, and then the neck from there, obviously where the head's been put in, and all the way around up to the top where the hair is still on, is just fully formed human. It's like,
why don't we do that? I mean, we've got what's it called?
What do you mean? What?
Instead of we have burials, we have cremation.
Oh, why don't you just stick them in the piranha pond?
That's such a way to lighten up a funeral. It's quite fun.
Oh, this is what she would have wanted.
I'm pretty sure
taking their time, aren't they?
You might not believe in religion, but if you believe in things like Mother Nature, I'm sure that she would be grateful for feeding some of her kids.
Oh, it's a much more dignified burial when you fish their skeleton bone for bone out of a pond.
Oh my god!
And then lob them into a box.
No, they have a tank. Oh my god! Picture this. So it's funeral. It's going down the aisle. Okay. Everybody's holding it. Put it on top. One of those games where you have to
shelf
on top of the tank.
Okay.
Dangling up. One of those games where you have to throw the ball and hit the thing.
Yeah.
Goes in. Crazy. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, dead!" Oh my god! I
think she should have been dead before she went in the pond.
Oh yeah, shit. Eaten, skin gone, fat away.
Yeah.
Organs bye. Get to keep the bones as memorabilia. You can make a necklace out of your mum.
Memorabilia? I don't think a bone can be classed as memorabilia. Also, what bone are you you're gonna hang fucking leg like a femur going all the way down?
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't personally like it for my mum, but some people out there might like that.
I think a phalange would work.
The left phalange.
Well, there's more than one left phalange. Phalanges are the little bones in your...
I thought it was what Phoebe from Friends says. Phalange.
No, that's the film with The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Jumanji. I need to leave. This is getting too complicated. Oh my god. Right. But yeah, that's fun.
Printy.
Wow. I feel like that's great advice.
Yeah. Do you know what's even bloody crazier?
What?
What's on my screen right now?
Shut up. Oh my god. That is crazy. Wait, what was the thing that you told me about? Oh my gosh, guys. So I posted a picture of my feet on the internet.
Oh! wikiFeet.
Yes. What is this?
So basically, it's like Wikipedia, but feet. So it's a bit annoying that Pede was already taken, not from a... Carry on.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, but feet. WikiFeet. It's got every quote unquote famous person, even some Love Islanders might be on there. Where no disrespect. It's all good fun. I literally make stupid videos in my room.
Same.
Where any point in time over the time you've been on the internet, they will find where your feet have cropped up, even in a frame of a video.
Shut up.
And it will be up on this site. You type the name in of the person that you want. It will show how many times their feet have appeared online, and it will give them a rating and stuff. And
Shut up.
I'll find.
Do you think mine will be on there?
100% yours will be on there.
Oh my god. I posted a full-on picture just of my foot as a joke.
Yeah.
Shut up. My foot looked like a cauliflower in that picture. It's quite upsetting.
Right, WikiFeet.
Oh my god. I feel so nervous. What if my feet are trotters?
No,
my feet are hobbit feet times horse. It's vile.
It's dangerous. You putting them in some Crocs. That's far too much time to breathe.
Oop.
Max.
My name's not come up. Oh my god, this is mortifying. I posted a full picture of my foot.
Whoops! I've accidentally gone onto a different website.
Oh god, he's on Pornhub. There'll be a lot that comes up there. If you know what I mean.
Max Balegde and a whole different person came up. Whole different type of video. Oh, you're not on there apparently.
Are you taking the piss, WikiFeet? I got so excited then, and I posted an actual picture of my foot. Right, we found it. Apparently, it does come up. Oh my god, no! What's it saying? Oh, Callum's laughing.
Max Balegde WikiFeet.
Oh my god, can I see?
Shoe size not set, so they don't know what size shoe you are.
12.
They've said birthplace United Kingdom. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nice. Birth date 1999, January 9th.
Yeah. How do they know that?
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Just based on my feet, they could tell that.
No, they know it outside of that. You've got out of 5 stars being the highest.
Oh my god.
What would you want your rating to be?
I would want it to be at least a 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you be upset if it was less than 4?
I mean, probably, yeah. It's a bit of an insult, isn't it?
3.38 out of 5.
Okay, do you know what? I can tell... What?
I scrolled down the pictures.
What?
Picture number 1. Okay.
Oh my God.
You're expecting that. That's
I was expecting that one.
That's not
yeah.
news.
I was
okay.
expecting that.
Picture number 2. Jack Wills. A story from Joe Baggs in the Ibiza house.
Oh my God, look at my massive tits.
Yeah. You're not
Where's
ready.
that come from?
You ain't ready, son. That's another one from Joe Baggs.
Is it going to be like a topless picture of me? Is it? Is it? Let me see.
Where's that even from?
Oh my.
Let
me see that.
Where's that even,
Let me see.
Where's that even from?
First of all, my body looks banging. I'm just pointing that out.
Have
I uploaded a picture?
You are not ready as well. Swipe one more.
That must be from like my arse looks banging in that.
Why you uploaded that to the
internet? Seen these
internet?
pictures?
Why you uploaded that to the internet?
I mean, this is
Max Balegde.
What?
When you told me to find a picture of the bob on your Instagram,
Yeah.
I had to scroll deep down your Instagram. That's
Yeah.
some shit.
I think I used to be a slut. I've told you I used to be a bit of a slut. This is... You can basically see my entire penis.
I don't know how that's cropped up on WikiFeet, but we are. There you go. If you're rather attracted to Max, take a look on WikiFeet,
guys. When I
you
tell
will have
you,
a whale of a time.
This has got to be from like a Grindr profile or something.
How funny is that?
How has somebody even?
Where is that from?
I don't know. I've never posted that onto like the internet.
Got any more Max Balegde feet pictures?
Wait, what
Upload
are the
here?
Do they rate every single one, or do
No,
they just
total rating?
Oh
so
my
if
God.
anybody's got any Max Balegde feet pictures, make sure to upload them onto WikiFeet
Yeah.
so we can have a better
And
rating.
guys, I just want to point out I look really fit, and
you can
I definitely
rate
still
you
look
can
like
rate
that
on
now.
there as well. So if you want to rate Max's feet higher, so we
Right,
can
can we
get
get
better
yours?
rating.
Can we look at yours?
So my rating,
You better not be higher than me.
my rating out of 5 is 5.39.
Get fucked. Wait, so you're what? You're higher than the actual possible number.
Yeah.
Let me see your feet. You better have the best feet I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, there are a lot of feet pics.
Are they all actually you?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Let me see.
There's a new one. That was uploaded like a week ago.
Where are you? You can barely even see your foot in that. How does that even count? Oh my God, yeah, you can see. But that's such an obscure one. That's obviously like a screenshot from a video, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's like that video is like so probably like
your toes
May
pointing
21
out.
or something.
So many of this one. What is this? What is this?
That's from a. I remember that's from a vlog.
I think we
did.
were uploading to the same website, weren't we?
that was from a vlog I did. I put it black and white for a bit as like a
That is
funny bit, but they
hilarious.
must have just
Callum,
screenshotted
we need
it.
to put this. We need to get these pictures for hi editor. These need to be on the episode, please. There's so many of you, just like so many. You can barely even see your feet in most of them. You have so many out here. I only had 4. Oh my God! Right, I've just got to the last one. That is wild. And the fact you've got above what's possible is, quite frankly, the biggest insult in the world.
5.39. You had a 3.31 or something.
What is wrong with my
3.38
feet?
maybe.
Let me know in the comments. Shall I get it out? No, I'm not doing that.
Well, I
Wow.
hope you're talking about your feet.
Wow. That was crazy.
Eye-opening.
It really is. Okay, should we carry on with our job?
I want to see what the other George Clarke's got
Yeah.
first. He's got 3.86. Suck that, George Clarke.
He's still higher than me. Oh. Isn't he the man from Grand Designs? I bet he's had his feet in like steel.
No, he's George Clarke's Amazing Spaces.
Oh, is that a similar thing? Yeah.
I might do that as a YouTube series, actually. Just go to really cool, funky little places and just call it George Clarke's Amazing Spaces.
Right, I've just sent it to print. Oh, it's already there. Would you look at that? Crazy.
Oh, God.
Hi, Max and Gorgina. I have a problem and need help
Georgina.
solving it. Before me and my boyfriend got together, I was hooking up with this girl. We knew we were just having sex and it wasn't any type of relationship. It's been about 4 months since me and my boyfriend have gotten together, and I told him everything about her when we started going out, and he was fine with it. But the girl is still messaging me and sends me her nudes. My boyfriend knows and said, let me just send a picture of my penis for jokes. Oh my God. He invited me round to his mum's house for dinner. I went, and oh my God. I went and I thought to myself, I really recognise this house. I met his dad and he was lovely. And I met the mum. This person cannot spell. I'm sorry, guys. Spell check before you send them in, please, because this is hard. I met them. What the fuck? I met his dad and he was lovely. I met the mum and she was really nice, although I did recognise her. What? When his sister quickly noticed and didn't speak up. What? This person is not making sense. When his sister came downstairs, I said hello and realised it was the girl I had been hooking up with. Oh. And we quickly noticed and didn't speak to each other for the whole night. Oh my God. Now I'm thinking to myself, my boyfriend has seen his sister's fanny and she's seen his dick. Oh my God, he sent a picture of his dick to her. Oh my God. Oh
Wait
my
for
God.
you to realise that bit.
Oh my God. And I've hooked up with them both. Jesus, Christmas is going to be a difficult one. But I'm having second thoughts because I had really good sex with my boyfriend, but she was a lot better. And I don't know what to do. Should I just end it with them both? Also, George, stop calling Max fat. I love you, Max. Do you call me fat?
I don't think I've ever called you fat.
Maybe they're just involved in the group chats where you talk about my weight. That is wild.
How true do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know anymore with these.
I know, me neither. But small towns can get crazy. If it's like a small town, often the pool of attractive
like a little
people.
one off of Manchester.
Yeah, just something like that. Something completely crazy like that. Often the pool of attractive people is very slim. I literally remembered yesterday that there was this guy who used to like message me and I would like meet up with him. He was about 26 years old, a personal trainer, absolutely built, the most like gorgeous man I've ever seen, literally looked like an action man.
Sorry, Andrew.
And would pick me up because I didn't have a car. Pick me up about a half an hour drive
I thought you were
away.
going to say what he did in the bedroom and he'd pick me up.
No. Pick me up in his car, drive me for about half an hour to his house for me to insert my penis into him. This giant man, me being like a scrawny little like boy who's just gone through puberty. And then he would have conversations with me about like how he's got a girlfriend and all this. And I was like, wild. The fact that this like gorgeous man picks me because we're in such a small town and there's like nobody to do anything with. And he's got a girlfriend. Crazy times. I'm sorry, I just had to get that off my chest because I just remembered it yesterday.
Jesus.
But I mean, so crazy stuff does happen in these small towns.
You're not his girlfriend's
not my sister.
Brother.
Yeah, true. Very wild. I don't know what I would do.
Why would your boyfriend be like, oh, just send a pic of my cock as a joke?
Yeah, that's not like a banter. Like, oh, someone keeps trying to flirt with you, send them a pic of my dick. No. I would say
Get me
block
involved.
them. Yeah. Jesus. And also, like, Instagram exists. How did you not know? How did neither of them have a picture of each other?
Yeah, something's a bit fishy here.
Something's a bit fishy.
And we're not going to make that joke, are we?
No, we're not.
No.
That's offensive to the lovely girl who wants to have sex with her brother. No, other way around. Anyway, wild times, and I don't like it, to be frank. This is another reminder to vote for us for the podcast awards. Okay. Should we just film a clip and insert it like every 15 minutes into the episode where we just go, vote for the podcast awards? Okay, brilliant. Right, I mean, I feel like we cleared that one up and there's not really much more that we can give on that. Yeah. Luckily, I can hear the phone ringing.
Can you?
Wow, yeah.
I thought I could hear a bell, but I thought it was just you.
Hey! That's mean.
Max and George.
Hey, Max and George.
So we have a bit of a dilemma for you. So basically, we were out the other night and it's near Birmingham. Yeah. So it's a bit of a dodgy area anyway. Anyway, we find it funny to lead these guys on a lot of nights out that we go on. And so we're walking back to our flat. They obviously got the wrong idea. And they were following us behind, obviously thought they were coming back with us. They weren't. Well, they did. Yeah. But we got inside, one thing led to another, and they were like fucking our fannies right off. And then the lights come back on. And there's this stuff on the bed. What can you... I don't
Oh my
know.
God, it was like, you will not even believe this. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. There was some like greeny yellow pus coming out of her vag. And then the boy literally scooped it all up and started eating it.
Like, I think we couldn't figure out what it was. We were trying to smell it, see if it had like a... I don't know. We didn't know what it was. And that was obviously his way to find out what it was. And he started eating it. So it got tested later and I had gonorrhea and he's eating my gonorrhea. So, any advice?
Some blokes had a nonorrhea on your gonorrhea.
I don't want to do this anymore.
What? That can't be... Why would you go, oh, what's this?
I would never. If I was having sex with a lovely young lady, let's just imagine that for a second. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. A lovely age-appropriate woman, and some sort of yellowy green substance was leaking out of her lady garden.
Yeah.
Do you think that I'm gonna go? Can I taste that delicious soil?
Let's taste the fruit of our labour.
No.
I'd say,
get checked out, love, and please, I'm gonna leave now.
That looks icky and sticky.
I'd say, did you have marmalade on toast later? No.
Don't go Paddington Bear on that shit.
Oh,
you need to just leave it out.
Yeah. I think if that is true, you both deserve jail time. And also, if it's false...
Before the whole gruesome side of it, what do you mean leading them on and then you end up having... That's not leading them on.
No.
That's just flirting with some guys and then having sex with them.
Yeah, that's not leading them on.
Oh, we totally led them on to think they were going to have sex with us. Then they followed us home and had sex with us. What?
Also, like, what friendship do you have where you're like, oh, let's all go out and then all have sex in the same bed when we get back?
Yeah.
And did they use the term fucked our fannies off?
Yeah, that doesn't sound medically advisable.
That doesn't. That sounds actually quite like, a lot of friction.
I believe they're supposed to stay on.
Yeah. I've never seen one fall off.
Never seen one.
Ah, fair enough. They're quite scary looking. Wow.
I believe that's why that is not even a joke that I'm going to make.
What were you going to say?
I just say I believe that's why they call them growlers.
Oh. Is that what they say, growlers? Oh my god.
Because they're scary.
Oh, I just want to move away from this question.
Yeah, just look, easy bit of advice there. If you see something that's icky and sticky, don't give it a lick.
Yeah. See something, say something. See it, say it, sorted.
Yeah. Don't see it, lick it, snort it.
Oh my god, right. I've got an email. Oh. Oh. There's so many fun little thingies on this computer. Doesn't that sound like a typewriter?
No.
There was a boy, and I saw a video, and his lecturer
That's
banned...
interesting. Things come through.
His lecturer banned laptops in the seminars because they'll make too much type. So he came in with a typewriter. I thought that was brilliant.
That is funny. They made too much type, so he came in with a typewriter.
Oh gosh.
Right. Hi George and the RLY fit one next to him. Love the pod, and I have a massive problem. That's because he finds you fit. They find you fit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a he or she. Who gives a shit? So basically, I have 4 siblings: 1 boy, 3 girls, and then there's me.
Oh.
You're probably wondering how I got here. My boyfriend of 5 years, who is so sweat and kind, just bought me a car. I assume it meant sweet. For my 26th birthday. When I was out celebrating with the girls in London, I get a message saying that my car had just been brought into the shop. Obviously, I freak out since it is brand new and who would have been driving it? Well, I get to the car mechanic and they say they just found it on the side of the road, smashed into the building next door. There was no one in it when they arrived. Luckily, my boyfriend arrived and we had insurance. Thank God. And that is the dilemma. Until now. But when I look on the tape, BCS, because I installed a camera to make sure people didn't break in, I saw my boyfriend in the front seat with my 3 sisters. One of which, spelt like Elphaba, is 19. Which spelled like WITCH. They didn't spell it so wrong, it said Elphaba.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. I was like, how'd you get that confused?
All having a foursome.
What?
I was flabbergasted, discombobulated. He is 27. It was actually disgusting. I kept this to myself, only watching the tape in my room because in case you're asking, no one got hurt. What should I do? Should I confront him? But he is nice, and I don't think I will find anybody like him. From Dirty Driver. You're a weirdo. That doesn't seem true.
I'm sorry. What the big fat fuck?
So you went on a girls' night out in London, then got a message saying that your car was crashed, but nobody was in it, and then went to the mechanics and your boyfriend turned up and was completely unscathed, and so were the 3 sisters that were in the car with him, only to find out later that they were all in the car together because of a camera that was installed.
And they were all shagging.
And they're all doing a little rumpy pumpski.
So a bunch of sisters just threw caution to the wind and was like, let's be inbred.
One of which is 19. Well, I don't think is that much of a detail to add.
I don't believe you. And I think that you have a lot of audacity calling up to this genuine helpline and lying to our face.
I don't believe you. And even if I did believe you, I think you're beyond help.
Yeah. And I think that shut up. And I think you smash your car and you're trying to get money on the insurance, but they won't give it to you. So you're probably going to submit this very tape to the insurance people and say, look, 2 professionals looked at it and they believe my story as well. Well, guess what, little missy? We don't believe your story, and you have just been sentenced to 25 years in the sewers.
Nice. I was also going to say, they said, but luckily we had insurance. But then the insurance...
I don't think the insurance covers incest.
Wouldn't be valid if you had a camera proving that there was just a foursome going on in your car. Then it was crashed.
Yeah, that's very true.
Although they're not driving, they're not insured, so it would cover that.
Have you ever had sex in a car?
No.
It's possibly one of the most... Like, do you know those things where it's like...
But I have in a tuk-tuk. Me and Arthur got very, very bored. The
idea of it is so much better than the actual practicalities. It's quite possibly one of the most difficult spaces to have sex because there's just not a lot of room, and you can try and do it like on the seat. You can put the seat all the way back. It ain't really going to work. I had a period of my life where I'd had sex with more people in a car than in a bed.
Nice.
I can't say that. Oh, right. I thought you were going to say I was going to get arrested then. I was like, Jesus.
I had a period when I had sex with more cars than people.
I believe it. Yeah, crazy times, but I would not recommend it now. No, not for me.
What about in a limo?
Maybe in a limo, but even that, I'd need a big space. Maybe a bus. I could do a bus.
Don't have sex on a bus.
Public transport.
Oh, have you seen like videos like crop up on like Twitter and stuff of people like just filming like over their shoulder or like on the train or something?
Yeah, and people are like
just going at it on like a train or a bus.
See, some people love the thrill. I'm not that person. That's
not loving the thrill. That's just being a disgusting, dirty bastard. If you're having sex on a train,
there's a lot to unpack there.
Next time, message me first.
Invite me, please.
That's weird. And they like look up and they're like angry that someone's like looking at them. So what do you expect?
Yeah, you're wanking each other off on the train. I'm doing my morning commute.
Oh, that's weird people in this world. Like some
weird.
genuine weird little.
Oh yeah. Couldn't be me.
What do you reckon's the weirdest person you've ever encountered? Like the weirdest thing they were doing?
Like sex?
No, not necessarily. You don't have to be shagging them.
Oh.
Although, you know, that does knock off half the people.
Yeah, it does.
He knocks off half the people.
I mean, one guy that I met was in my first year at Newcastle, and he was like messaging me like loads all the time, like, oh my gosh, I think I like saw him on a night out, or like he saw me on a night out, and then would probably reply into that profile picture from before, and he was like, oh, like I really want to meet you, blah blah blah. So eventually, after like 3 weeks of being there, I was like, right, okay, come round to my flat, like after a night out or something.
Yeah.
He shows up. He was like constantly talking about how he's straight, like non-stop, like, oh, I'm straight, like I only get with girls, like blah blah. And I was like, oh, okay, like I'm not. I didn't know that, but like you're the one that's been messaging me. So like, and he was insinuating that I was like trying to pressure him into something. And I was like, you're straight. And you told me that, but you traveled to come to my flat. Like, I've not been putting anything on you. I was like, look at the messages. You've been messaging me nonstop. So he gets here and he's like, oh yeah, I just like hate gay people, like being so deeply homophobic. And then he's like, oh, like, why don't do you want to like kiss me or something then? And he was like insinuating that I was like, and he was like, oh, just like kiss me then if you want to, like if you're gonna force me into it. And I was like, I was so confused. Obviously, I'm drunk as well. And it was like he was like gaslighting me into thinking that I'd like completely brought this experience on.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you all right? I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. And he was like, I just don't like gay people. Like what's your problem? Like, what's your problem? And I was like, you're insane.
Stop taking my clothes off.
Literally like that. I'm not even joking. And then I'm sat there and, oh my gosh, I know I have a worse story.
Carry on this one then.
Okay then. I basically kicked him out of my flat and he was gone.
I was fully convinced you were about to have sex. I did not think there was any other
No, I kicked him out of my flat,
story.
and I was in an accommodation where you had like a courtyard, and you need the key to buzz out. So he just ended up loitering around my flat for ages, and then he came back up to my thing, banging on my door at like 4 a.m. So I had to go and physically let him out. And then my friend came in from a night out, and she was like, "Who's this?" And I was like, "No, he's a freak." Like, oh my god. Right, I have such a better story.
Okay.
So just before I left to go to university for the first time from Darwin, there was this boy in my year who was like rumored to be like bisexual, but like, and he was really lovely. Like, I'd just come out as gay at this point.
Yeah.
And I always really got along with him. I know, shocking. I always really got along with him. Like, everything was great. And I didn't like fancy him at all, but like we were good friends. And the night before I left to go to Bristol, I went out with a few of my friends in Darwin. And he's there, and the night ends, and they're all like, right, come on, let's get a taxi home. So he tells me that everyone's going back to his. Like, we're all going back to his for, like, afters or whatever. So I was like, all right, fine, yeah, I'm up for that. So I get into the taxi, they get into the other taxi, I'm with him, get to his house, and then he goes, oh, they've just said, like, they can't, that they're not coming. So I was like, oh, so it's just me and you? And he was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I guess I'll, like, come in for one drink, and then I'll just get a taxi home. Come in. He's like downing Jack Daniels like from the bottle, like gets incredibly drunk.
Bloody hell.
And then he like opens up to me about how his dad is the local priest. His dad is a local priest. He's like in love with me or something. And I'm like,
stop it there. You don't need to lie, dude.
No, exactly. I know you can't lie. There's no point lying about having genuine emotions for me. Who would have that? And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, I'm thinking, I'm going to uni tomorrow for the first. I don't need this in my life. So I'm like trying to book a taxi.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he goes to the toilet. I'm trying to book a taxi. Can't book one. Trying to bring them, everything. And then he comes to me and he goes, oh, my mum's just said that we're being too loud. Like, we need to go and sit in my room. So I was like, okay, fine. Like, whatever. I put on like my jacket, like to go and book a taxi from his room. I've got a full bubble coat on, fully dressed, sit on the edge of his bed. He completely strips off, naked, wearing like briefs with a full-on erection. I am so uncomfortable. He's like trying to touch my leg, and I'm like calling the taxi, like, hi, yeah, I want one from here, please, blah, 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 blah. Guess who walks in? Dad. Vicar Dad. His priest of a father.
Oh my God.
Walks in, George. I am like, oh my God. His dad just goes, oh my God. Walks straight out. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. What? This boy runs out. Is going, it's not what you think, oh my God, why do you do this to me? I knew that you'd never love me, blah, blah. Having a full-blown, giant, emotional family breakdown whilst I am in that basically next door with the door open, hearing all of this. This goes on for about 10 minutes, them all screaming at each other. I'm messaging my friend like, why the fuck can I not get hold of a taxi? Please try and order a taxi for me. I'm living in hell right now. Like, I'm having the worst time. It's so uncomfortable. I'm in the middle of a giant family domestic. And then about 10 minutes later, they kind of go a bit quiet. Mum walks in and she's like, hi, are you Max? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Max.
Kill you. This sounds like a horror story.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, like, hi, oh shit, I just said his name. Bleep his name out, because please bleep his name out. But she was like, he's told me so much about you. Like, I'll drop you off at home. Come on. So then I'm in this woman's car, never met her before, and she's driving me home, asking me so many questions as if we're a couple.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I want to leave so much. As we're about to set off, he comes and gets into the car, and he's like, I need to drive you home. I'll come with you, blah, blah, blah. Is sobbing the whole way home, going on and on, like, Dad's never gonna love me, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, he will love you, he's just gonna have to get his head round it, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm there like, oh my God. And I'm being treated like I'm like in a relationship. And she's turning to me and being like, don't worry, I'm sure that things will get better. Like, you two you'll be able to come round whenever. And I'm like, I am not in a relationship with your son. I barely even like, I'm not even that good friends with him. Did you say anything?
You just sat
I was just like, yeah. I was just thinking, oh my God, are they driving me somewhere to like twat me? Like, what is going on? Drop me off at home, and that's that. Like, never spoken about again.
Do you ever see him since then?
So I saw him again. This is crazy, George. This is crazy. So about a year later, I've been at like uni and everything.
Yeah.
I went out for my friend, the friend that I was texting. She remained friends with him, so we went out for her birthday in Manchester about a year later. And he's there, and I'm like, oh hi, like whatever, like we have a good time. And then we're in Manchester, and I was staying in a hotel that night because at this point I lived in Bristol. And
everyone's coming back to my hotel room for a party.
No, so we're all out, and then everyone's like, right, we're going to get the last train back to Darwin at like 11 now. Yeah. And he's going to me like, oh, I really just want to go out like in the clubs. Like, I'm so sorry for everything that happened a year ago. I'm really struggling to come to terms with my sexuality, like blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay then. Like, he's proper guilt tripping me basically that when everybody leaves, can we go to a club? So there was this boy that I was speaking to at the time who was also out in Manchester. So I was like, well, if we go and meet him, then like, yeah, we can do. So we go to the main strip of like gay bars in Manchester, just me and this guy. Yeah. And all my other friends have gone home. He's telling me like,
why did you do this yourself?
Oh my God, George, I do not know why. I literally remember as soon as we were left, because he's told me like he's sober, he's not really that drunk. He only gets weird when he's drunk, blah, blah, blah. Get to the first like bar, I'm like trying to find this other guy, and I can tell he's just really drunk and he's being weird. So I'm just talking to him about how like I really like this guy that I'm speaking to, like blah, blah, blah. And as I'm talking, he just goes like this to me. In for like a kiss.
Is that your kiss face, or was that
that was impression? Yeah.
Okay.
No, and I'm like, whoa, oh my God, what the hell? He latches onto my neck, like kisses me on the neck. As I do that, I make eye contact with the boy that I'm speaking to, who has just walked into the bar to meet me, sees this guy kissing my neck. I'm like, oh my God, no. This boy like scowls at me, walks off, obviously, like I'm supposed to be speaking to him, and he's just saw a boy kissing my neck.
Do you live in a sitcom?
Literally, George, but it gets worse.
Oh my God.
So I am like, what the fuck? So I go to try and find this boy. He's like completely disappeared, won't answer my calls. I come back to this guy and I'm like, you need help. Like, what part of me having a nice, normal, friendly conversation with you made you think that I wanted to get with you, especially after what happened?
What part of us leaving our friends to go to a gay bar together and have a nice sit-down drink led you on to think that we were going to kiss?
No, but I brought us to a place to meet a boy that I was speaking to, and I'd made it so abundantly clear that I was like, whatever, like, but I was like shouting at him at this point, like, you are ridiculous. I need you to say, I need to show you this because you won't believe it unless you see it. You need to see this. Right. So I'm shouting at him.
Yeah.
Like, you have just messed up my chance with this guy that I really like. What the fuck is wrong with you having a full on go with me? He's looking down on his phone and I go, what the fuck are you doing on your phone? I'm literally having a go at you right now. And he goes, check your phone. I want you to read out the message that I got sent. Right in front of me, he sent me this message. I want you to read it out, George.
I just read the first line. Oh my God. I want you to bull gag me and tie me to the bed and fuck me till I'm begging for mercy. I want you to hit me as much as you can and tie me up so I can't move. I've now scrolled down to your messages.
What was I saying?
Can I read these?
Yeah,
out?
What does he say?
There's a missed call from him. And then the next message is you saying, "Where are you?"
Yeah. I'll get onto that.
And then, name of person. I love you, and I hope you got to experience new things tonight.
Yeah. Oh, it gets wet. Let me give clarification to this. So, when I saw that, it was such a bizarre. I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, "You're mentally insane. I am having a go at you, and you text me saying you want me to ball gag you and beat the shit out of you." I was like, what is going on? So I'm trying to find this boy still, and I'm like, I can't even cope with this. There's a club in Manchester, like a gay club, where you have to be a man to get into it, and there's apparently like sex rooms and stuff.
Right.
So I literally go to this guy. I'm like, you clearly just want to get like tied up and beaten or something. Go into that club. Go on, go into it. So I like walk him in, and I'm like, I'm going to go and find this guy who I'm supposed to be speaking to. I watch him like go into a room with like a 60-year-old man and then just run out terrified. And he was like, I got really scared. He got like a whip out or something. And I was like, I don't care. Like, leave me alone. I was trying to, I was hoping that he would like find somebody that he could then spend his night with or something. And I could go and find this other boy.
Yeah.
So then I get out and I'm like, right, do you know what? I can't deal with you anymore. I was like, we've got a taxi booked to go back to Darwin at 3 a.m. or something. I was like, I'll meet you here at 3 a.m. I was like, I can't look after you anymore. Clearly, you're like harassing me. You're odd. Like, I'll make sure that you get home safe by putting you in the taxi. But other than that, you're up to yourself. Like, I find this boy. I explained to him everything that happened. I was like, we're friends. I'm not barely even friends with him. Like, just leave it there. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen. At 3 a.m. rolls around. I'm like, where is he? He's not here. I can't find him anywhere.
Does the guy that you're speaking to understand everything?
He understands it, thankfully, because I was able to show him the message. That was like the main proof that I had of like, this is an insane person. Like, this is not normal. Yeah. And he was like,
so the proof that you had that you're not together is
was that.
Is a text of him telling you how much he wants to have sex with you.
Yeah, literally. So I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry all this happened, whatever. He forgives me. We have a good time. Then 3 a.m. rolls around. I'm waiting to like drop this guy off in a taxi. And then I get there, I'm looking for him. At about 4 a.m., that's when I found him. Where are you? Where are you? I'm going, where are you? You're supposed to be here. What is wrong with you? We get there, get to the taxi eventually. I found him. He had no shirt on. He'd taken his shirt off. He had a jacket that he'd lost. He had like no money. He only had his card on him. And I was like, you're a mess. Like, he'd lost his phone, everything. I was like, you are a mess. Got him into the taxi. I was like, this boy is going to die. And even though he's like been really weird, I didn't really want to be responsible for like somebody dying. So I went in the taxi with him back to Darwin. Hot take, yeah. And I was like, you're paying for this taxi, 100%. Gets to the cash machine on the way, get the driver to drop us off at a cash machine. He does his PIN number wrong so many times that it swallows his card. So then I had to pay for this taxi. And I just remember being like, I can't believe that this is my life. I walk into my mum's house. It's about 6 a.m. She's got up and she's like, what are you doing back at this time? I was like, don't ask, Joanne. I was like, I need to go to bed. I've had the night from hell. And that was it. And then, but the thing is, when he was sober, he would message me like, I'm so sorry. Don't know what happened last night. Lovely to see you. Bye. And that was it. And I was like, you are an insane person. I want you to ball gag me until I'm begging for mercy.
All right, and now explain the messages you sent after saying you love him. Oh my God.
I said, blah, 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 whatever his name is. I love you, and I hope you got to experience new things tonight, as in, like, going to gay bars, because he told me that's why he guilt-tripped me into taking me out.
Right, okay.
So however, you are also a big, fat mess, and I'm really irritated with you. I hope you are back and safe. However, please can you transfer me £40 because I was supposed to have that money and I had to pay for your taxi home. Hope you're well, but you are a big fat mess. And then, what did he say? And then he just said, yeah, I'm not in a good place right now. I'll transfer you the money as soon as I can. That was it.
Jesus.
Oh, wild times. I know. Crazy. Oh, sorry, that story went on for way longer than I expected it to, but it is a wild story. I needed to tell you. I completely forgot that happened. But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
What the hell?
I know. If you enjoyed listening, check your phone.
Check my phone?
I'm joking. I was just doing an impression of that guy. I was going to pretend that I'd sent you something, but I didn't. I was hoping that you'd pick up on it and play along, but you didn't.
Oh, do it again.
Check your phone, George.
There's nothing on
there. Oh. Anyway.
I thought that would be funny than actually making something up.
If you enjoyed the episode, then what can they do, George? You tell them.
Go fuck yourself.
Then ball gag me, chain me up, and beg until I'm begging for mercy.
If you enjoyed the episode and you're watching, give it a like, subscribe, ring those notification bells so you're notified every time that we upload. Give us a little comment, but what should they comment if they got this far?
If you got this far, please comment. I can't believe that George was ball gagged and his dad's a priest.
Okay, then, yeah, sure. And if you are listening, make sure to give us a 5-star rating, download us so you can listen to us on the go. Just interact as much as you possibly can on every platform.
Please, and vote for us.
We become number one. Joe Rogan cancels himself, and we can just live happily forever after. Amen.
100%. And if you would like to send in a dilemma, please do so via our Instagram at the Useless Hotline Pod or via the email at the theuselesshotlinepodcast@gmail.com. And not that. If you are doing a voice note, please get to the point sooner. I know I've said this a million times. I just had to go through so many like examples that were just, it took too long. You're not going to get featured. Say your story very snappy and get a really good point at the very beginning. Also, let us know if you can send voice notes in, because we've been having some issues with Instagram. We think that they've changed the rules. And if you can't, then we'll sort out a different method of sending in voice notes. But let us know if you can on Instagram, or if you're having trouble, also let us know, please. And until next time, I want you to ball gag me and beat the living shit out of me, pin me to a cross, and lash my body.